This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
your boy John.
What up, though, John?
Not much, man.
How you feeling heading into week 7, man?
Man, this was a crazy week, man. You don't know which way the NFL is gonna go right by week to week, man.
Yeah.
You never know.
Ain't no doubt. It's definitely anybody can take the Super Bowl this year.
Yep.
Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, please hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. And don't be afraid to leave a comment if you agree with something, disagree with something, want to correct us on something, or if you just want to call us a Oouuber, let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. And please share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk together. Funniest thing I've seen all week, the Eagles, they have signed 34-year-old wide receiver Julio Jones. And Julio Jones was a superstar in his heyday, but he's beyond that. But I'm not laughing at the Eagles for signing Julio Jones. They're hurt at wide receiver. They definitely need some help.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at Julio Jones telling reporters that he's here to dominate. And I'm trying to figure out that he's talking about dominating the sideline. Because, again, his days of dominating are way past us. And I hear a lot of Eagles fans saying, oh, Julio is a number 3 is going to be crazy. That could be the case, but I believe it's a slim chance. Let's not forget, Julio Jones was on Tampa as the 3rd receiver last year with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. So it's not like he hasn't been a 3rd receiver and still didn't do anything. Respectfully, I just say Julio's done. But what's your thoughts? Your boys, they signed Julio Jones. Do you think he's here to dominate like he said?
I don't know. I'd like to see after week 1. I mean, I hope he lives up to the hype. But as far as like him putting up big crazy stats, I think those days are over. Those days are completely over. I don't think he's going to be hitting like over 100 yards. I'm not going to be expecting a lot from him. But I mean, hopefully he looks good out there running some routes. I mean, I know he probably lost his step. You said he's what, 34?
34.
Yeah, so I don't know. I want to see him out there. I want to see what he can still do. I mean, I'm glad that they signed him. We are a little hurt right now at the wide receiver. So who else? Who else is out there though?
Right. But let me ask you this though, because I know it's week 7. I know you don't just put him right into the game in week 7. So realistically, how many weeks do you really think he hits the field? Because I don't believe he gets on the field like that. I just think that's a safety signing for when the Quez comes back off of IR, me personally. Do you think he gets on the field?
Yeah, I think he's going to get like a small snap percentage at first, but then I think it's going to grow per game. I think he might hit the field. Now, whether he's going to make an impact, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, but I think eventually he'll get his time out there on the field. But I don't know if Julio lost a big step or not, though, at this point in his career. He's old.
Well, he ain't had over 1,000 yards in like 4 or 5 years. And not just the stats, but he doesn't stay healthy anymore.
So it wasn't a situational, like, system thing to why he couldn't be the Julio
he fell off in Atlanta. He didn't do nothing in Tennessee. Then Tampa, he really did nothing. Like, at this point, he's a journeyman. There's a reason why going into week 7, he was still unsigned. You got to think of that. But since we talking wide receivers, Davante Adams, he's taken a lot of criticism recently after Vegas beat New England, in week 6. Davante only had 2 catches. And he told reporters, when you're a player like me, mentally, my benchmark is not wins and losses. is greatness. And I'm a little confused with that statement. I want to ask you, what do you make of that statement? What is Davante Adams trying to say? Keep it a C-note.
I mean, I know he's all high and mighty thinking of himself as a great wide receiver, and that's expected of him. But I hope he's talking about it from a contract perspective. Like, look, I got this contract, I got these type of guarantees, and in order for me to get there, I need X amount of passes. Y'all paying me this amount of money for me to go out there on the field, and y'all only throwing me 2 passes? Like, what is y'all doing? But I mean, he shouldn't have said that about the wins and losses. He could have left that shit completely out because it almost sounds selfish.
Right.
Yeah. So.
That's what I would say. I would say, to me, he's definitely being selfish. It's like, to me, it's saying, okay, if you lost and you had 10 catches for 200 yards, does that mean you'll be cool with that? Because your benchmark, your mental benchmark, that's confusing. Like, a win is a win. If you got to get 10 catches to win, if you just got to be a decoy, get 2 catches. It should always be about the wins and losses.
You know who they said used to be like that? Carmelo Anthony. This was basketball. Even when the Knicks would win,
right,
and he didn't hit like X amount of points, or he felt as though he didn't play good, he didn't care about that one. He was more pissed off at his performance or not getting enough shots up or whatever, as opposed to the wins and losses thing. So, I mean, I think a lot of athletes don't admit it, that they don't care about like that wins and losses. They're all about their stats and getting this, that, and the third. So I just think Davante Adams is one of the first ones to actually step up and say that nonsense, though, out loud.
Right, but it's crazy that you say that because Davante Adams get busy. He's led the league in receiving yards. He's led the league in touchdowns even, I believe. Yep. Carmelo Anthony got busy in the NBA. He put up buckets and all of that. But the one thing about them selfish players that they may all have in common is none of them won nothing. Maybe that's why Davante didn't win nothing. I'm just keeping it a C-note. But since we talking football, no undefeated teams going into week 7. Yeah. I know we had a Thursday night game. It shouldn't have impacted the power rankings for week 7. So I want to know, John, who's the top 5 teams in the NFL coming into week 7? Keep it a C-note.
I think with the NFL this year, every week the power rankings is like changing crazy.
Facts.
Fast. And my top 5 power rankings going into what's this, week 7?
Yeah.
All the teams that I'm picking right now are 5-1. They are.
Yeah. Mine too.
I mean, at number 5, I got Detroit.
Okay.
At number 4, even though they beat the number 3 team, Buffalo, I put them at number 4. And at number 3, I got Miami.
Okay.
And number 2, Eagles. And I hate to say it, the San Fran does have that number 1 spot. I still give it to them.
Oh, but is Buffalo got 2 losses?
No, I think they.
Nah, they lost to Jacksonville in London, and they lost opening night. They got 2 losses.
Oh, but Buffalo on my list.
Okay. My list is definitely all 5-1 teams, but it's shifted around. Eagles, my last power ranking going into week 6, Eagles was ranked 2, San Fran was ranked 1. They've both dropped on my power rankings. At 5, I'm going to Eagles. They got to get better. Mm-hmm. At 4, I'm going San Fran. I didn't want to put San Fran this far down because a lot of, even though they lost to a quarterback that was off the practice squad, a lot of variables played into the end of that game where the referee had 2 bad calls. Mm-hmm. They missed the game-winning field goal or game-tying field goal. But at the end of the day, the reason why they still number 4 because you can't put the game in the referee's hands, even if the referee messes the game up. It should have never been in their hands, especially when they were playing against P.J. Walker. At 3, I'm going to Dolphins 5-1. At 2, I'm going Kansas City. At 1, I'm going the Lions. Right now, the Lions have been the most consistent team in the NFL week in, week out. They've got a nice defense. Jared Goff gets busy. I know they're a little banged up, pause, with their running backs. But for the first 6 weeks, they've been the most consistent team to me. What's your thoughts on that? Has the Lions been the most consistent team? You agree with me? Should you call me an Uber? Keep it. If you know, let me know. Also, let us know your top 5 teams heading into week 7.
Damn. I can't believe it. You know what? Yeah, they did lose those 2 games, but you know my reasoning for not having the Chiefs on my list.
Why?
Because it's like, to me, all of their wins were like too close calls. It wasn't like sure shot for me, where they, to me, proven like, you know what? I don't know, that they're like of these top 5
Right.
teams. I don't know. I just see that those top 5 with the Buffalo, Miami.
See, the only thing
Detroit.
about Buffalo, not just that they got 2 losses, but I'm also looking at it like Kansas City's not elite this year. You're right on that.
Mhm.
But they still got Patrick Mahomes, who's always going to get them a fighting chance. And I don't care if it's week 10. I don't care if it's week 7, week 2. It's really hard for me to put Buffalo over Kansas City, being as though I know Patrick Mahomes, no matter their team, he owns Buffalo. So it's like hard for me to say at any point in time they're ever better than Kansas City.
Looking at Kansas City though and their games, to me it looks like it's a struggle because he doesn't have like those weapons. Like you see Stephon Diggs, you see what he's doing out there. He got Gabe Davis, and he also has a all right running squad. So to me,
but he's had them guys for years though.
True.
So when he go against Mahomes, but let me ask you this though, since you're saying that. Would you rather go the whole season just blowing dudes out and then you get in a playoff game and it's tight and you don't know what to do because you ain't used to that? Or would you rather your team edge out games like they're doing, and when it comes to the playoffs, they ready for that?
Yeah, when you put it like that, I would rather like edge those games out. Have those games like KC. I understand what you're saying.
Because
to me, it wasn't like crazy good glamorous games.
No, facts. That's facts. They don't look. That's why I said it's still wide open. But even if you take last year, Kansas City, they probably were better last year than they are this year. Mm-hmm. But they struggled and they know how to overcome. Look how many games in the playoffs they were trailing and end up winning the game and all of that. So I think that does benefit them somewhat. Now we got the Eagles at Philly, 5-1 at 5-1. Eagles coming off a loss. Who needs this win more? Keep it a C-note.
Eagles need this game more. Because look at the caliber. Look who Miami lost to. They lost to Buffalo.
Right.
The Eagles lost to the Jets.
Right.
Like that's a worse loss that I couldn't take personally. Like they have to really come back after that loss to the Jets.
Yeah.
Like I'll be able to take a loss to the Bills though a lot easier.
Right. What made it more nasty with the loss to the Jets is Gardner didn't play. That was nasty. Yeah, that was nasty work. But I think Miami needs to win more. Wow. Because Miami, since they've had this team, not just this year, last year, if you can go back and remember every time they've had a big game, especially on the road, they always get smoked. They just had a big game in Buffalo a couple weeks ago. They only lost. They got smoked in Buffalo after they put up 70 points. So to me, it seems like right now Miami is just like a paper champ every year. They're looking good on the bottom feeders, but it seems like when they play them good teams, they don't never show up. So I think if they want the league to take them serious, this is a game that they definitely got to win. And not just that, if you're 10 times better than the Jets, there's no way you let the Jets beat the Eagles and then you lose to them. So I would say them. But let's talk Tyreek Hill. Coming into week 7, 814 yards. Yikes, that man's getting busy.
Yes, he is.
John, we've talked and you keep harping on it. Somebody winning MVP outside of a quarterback. They saying Tyreek Hill is on pace right now to shatter Calvin Johnson's record.
And if he does, it's deserve worthy of it. I don't see why not. I would love to see it go to somebody outside of a quarterback. And if
Do you
Tyreek,
think right now, if you had a vote and the season was ending, everybody's 5-1, would Tyreek Hill get you a vote for MVP?
yes, he would probably. Yep, it would probably go to somebody on Miami because on paper, like you said, on stats, they've been killing it.
Right.
So I'm gonna give it to them.
Right.
Tyreek Hill, for real.
Yeah, I would give it.
Nobody else to me out of that top 5 or even your top 5 as a player. None of those individual players stood out to me as much as
Yeah, because
Tyreek
when
Hill.
I look at my list, even though Golf has
I was
done
just-
good, he's not an MVP. Mahomes, he hasn't had the best season. His numbers are down. Hurts numbers are
No.
down. Purdy isn't an MVP.
No.
And if we say in Miami, I did polls after recap games. Tua gets none of the credit for none of that. Tyreek Hill, from the people I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When we do votes and all of that, Tyreek Hill was the one that gets all the credit. So to me, it's saying that they're saying Tyreek Hill was the reason why Tua looks like that. If that's the case, he should definitely be an MVP.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk fantasy football. Let's do stardom, sit-em for week 7. I'm starting. I want to start. And I know what's the kid name from Cleveland, the running back that had the job.
Who, Ford or
Ford. Yeah, I know it's been a lot of hype about Ford, but I think Kareem Hunt after week 6. I think Kareem Hunt is ready to take that backfield over. I believe I would start Kareem Hunt versus the Colts in week 7. I think he's going to get more involved. If you look at week 6, the numbers can really manipulate you because it was a bunch of bullcrap Ford got on that last
I
drive.
was about to say, because Ford has some big plays still.
But at the last drive, but you look at it, if them penalties and everything ain't there, he don't get all them opportunities. If you take away that last drive, Kareem Hunt had him on touches, had him on yards, and he was catching out the backfield. I think he's been signed for like a couple weeks now, so he should be just about in game shape. The Colts, you can run the ball on the Colts. Their defense ain't that good. I know Kyron Williams definitely got busy against them when we played them.
Yeah.
Who you starting?
Who am I starting? I'm starting my man, the replacement running back. What's his name? Zach. For your squad, your running back.
Moss?
Yes.
Is it Moss?
No.
Or Evans?
Zach
Evans.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Zach Evans. He's to me is a star. If Kyron Williams is out, I'm definitely starting him. The Rams are definitely an offensive base. I would definitely use in fantasy football. But I had a lot of don't starts though this week.
Who?
Of course we got to keep the ball on the on the consistent non-start, and that is Najee Harris. He never starting for me.
But going back real quick, the kid Warren. If there's any week to start him, I think against the Rams, you should. He's a guy to start because the Rams struggle with running backs to catch out the backfield, and he can catch out the backfield a little bit.
I'm not starting nobody from the Baltimore Ravens running back core like Justice Hill.
Yeah,
definitely a sit. And I'm tired of this bull. And Steve Smith actually called him out, and he was actually right about this bull that he's just another guy out there, average wide receiver, and that's Jared Jeudy. I am not starting him. Not only does Denver not produce enough points, period, but to me, he's just not like a solid wide receiver to me no more. Last year, he had some flashes, but this year, I'm not seeing
But they saying he don't want to be there. But one thing I noticed about them guys is they don't get no separation. Because I got Cortland Sutton, and he'll get you 13 points, but most of that'll come on 2 plays. You know what I mean? But when you look at the games, them dudes, I don't know how they, what's they call it, when they do the number thing, analytics. I don't know what the analytics say, but from me watching the game, Jerry Jeudy and Sutton, they don't get no separation.
Now, is it Russ' fault?
No, you got to get separation on your own. Them guys, I don't know if it's route running. I don't know if they don't have the speed or quickness, but them guys don't get open, man. They definitely don't get open. You got any more sit-ems, though?
and anybody from the Arizona Cardinals running back core. To me, they have been proven unworthy. Even when they can't pass, they still can't run either.
Right.
None of them dudes.
We got a lot of buys this week.
Yeah.
But one person that I would sit this week, I'm sitting Alexander Madison from the Vikings. Monday Night Football, they got San Fran.
Okay.
He already doesn't do too much. He's been kind of a disappointment this season. So I definitely sit him. Let me ask you something real quick, though.
Mm-hmm.
We know they don't want to pay the running back. But is the running back game just totally non-existent now in the NFL? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
Yes and no, because I see a lot of unsuccessful running plays, and I just see more drives that are more driven off of a pass than me. I don't see that many breakout runs like that anymore. I don't know. I still like to see the running game out there on the field, but to me, it's becoming more of a passing game.
Right.
Even if it's just a little dump out screen pass.
Right.
But I mean, you got some running backs out there that make the regular handoff, the run back game continue to and make it look good, like Christian McCaffrey before you got hurt. But yeah, he's one of them boys.
I'm just asking you that because Christian McCaffrey may want to be the guys that get one of the most totes, but you seeing running backs, they getting anywhere from 16 to 22 attempts a game, most of them.
Mm-hmm.
The screen pass game, which you're saying.
Yeah.
They're saying now that even the wide receiver screens and all of that, the quick outs, that's an extension of the running game. So all of that is taken away from the running game. It seemed like the college kids that come in on the offensive line are more successful if they're pass blockers than they are run blockers. It's like almost, because I look at the Rams and I look at Kyron Williams, and it's like certain games he doesn't get totes, but when he gets totes, he produce. And I'm thinking it's McVay, but when I'm watching other teams play, I'm looking at it like, damn, they're not using their running backs like that either.
Nope.
So to me, it's like running backs are becoming null and void. I don't know. Let's pick some games, though. How about NFC East battle? We got Washington at the Giants. Keep it a C. No, who wins this game?
Giants.
You going Giants?
I'm going Giants. I think they're going to come out this game and prove everybody wrong because they just been like the underdog all season. So, yeah, Washington to me, they had flashes of potential, but I don't know. I'm just gambling. NFL, you don't know what's going to happen week to week. So I'm putting my money on New York this week.
Vegas will make a bunch of money off of guys like me because I'm going Washington. We still don't know about Daniel Jones. Yeah. Even if he plays, he might not be 100%. But again, Vegas may make a bunch of money off of guys like me. How about Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Keep it a C. No, who wins?
Bounce back game for the Bucs.
I got Tampa as well. Let's go L.A. Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Keep it a C. No, who wins?
See, and this is going to be like one of those games. It's probably going to be I got Kansas City Chiefs, but it ain't going to be a pretty game. It's probably just going to be by a couple points, by a field goal or something.
Ain't no doubt. Yeah. I got the Chiefs too. The Chargers secondary is horrible. Let's go Sunday Night Football. No bias with this one. You got Miami Dolphins at the Philadelphia Eagles. Keep it a C. No, who wins? I'm trying to see who I got.
I got Philly. I got Philly all day.
I'm going Miami. So, let's talk NBA real quick. Jordan Poole. He just had 41 points recently against the Knicks in a preseason game. He did it in 3 quarters. Yep. Kevin Garnett recently said that he believes Jordan Poole will be the new James Harden. Like James Harden left OKC, went to his own team, became the man. He said he believes Jordan Poole will leave Golden State and go to the Washington and be the man. What's your thoughts on that? You believe that?
I think he will go to Washington and be the man. He's definitely going to be the man. And I think this is a slap in the face to ESPN for having him ranked so low. And I knew that he was going to be something special. And on the podcast, even with it, when Iguodala, when he was speaking on him, he was saying that like he's unpredictable. He can go right or go left. I mean, and those circuit shots that you see him shooting, he actually practiced them, John.
And one thing Iguodala did say, to piggyback off what you saying, Iguodala said that they held Jordan Poole back.
I believe that. Yep. And ESPN had him ranked 72.
Yeah, that's out of pocket. ESPN, y'all are definitely crazy. It wasn't 71 guys in this league better than no daggone Jordan Poole. I believe the Golden State Warriors are going to regret this getting rid of him, though.
Yeah.
Because, I think he will be the man there, but I think the Golden State definitely will regret losing him because even with Chris Paul, you've got an older team. Yeah. And right now, you're banking on your future being guys like Kuminga, dudes like that off of your bench. I can't think of the other brother's name with the braids in his hair. But that's not a solid foundation for the future. You already had Jordan Poole signed. I'm still in belief that they should have let Draymond Green go. Because you didn't need all them older guys. We still don't know what Klay Thompson is going to be, and you have nothing set for the future. I know they just drafted a kid who might be nice and all that, but that's might be nice. We already know what Jordan Poole was.
I don't think Steve Kerr would have gave him the green light as he got like on Washington though. Even if he would have stayed.
But eventually he would have gotten the green light because them guys ain't gonna be around for too much longer. How many years Klay got left on his contract? I'm pretty sure that this is coming to an end.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that eventually you're going to have to let these guys go. You know what I mean? So to have that one guy that's already proven that he could get you 20 points, you know when these other guys go that can go up to 28, 30 points a game, and you set. Yep. So I think they definitely regret it. Shaq says Ben Simmons will win most improved player. He's been eye-popping to some in preseason. What's your thoughts on what Shaq said?
If he continues what he's doing, I agree with him. I think he still needs to work on scoring, but he's definitely affecting the team by being out there. I mean, in a good way. He's getting steals, he's grabbing rebound, he's pushing the pace, he's making good passes.
Right.
He even made a free throw, like fadeaway jump shot on Tobias Harris when they played the Sixers. I was surprised,
right.
But if he continues, he definitely could be the most improved player. I mean, from what he was to how he's playing now, it just looks like he put all that BS behind him now. Almost.
I mean, listen, we gotta relax with the Ben Simmons talk. Yes, he will be better than he's been the last 2 years, primarily because he'll be able to play more.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody that's expecting, if you saying most improved, I'm expecting like Ben Simmons to be an all-star. I don't see that happening. I know it's looked somewhat good in the preseason, and that's why highlights and all that manipulate you, because when you look at the numbers for what he's doing, it's the same numbers he was, and I know it's preseason.
You talking about on the Sixers, right?
No, when he was just averaging last year, when he was averaging like 6 and 3 or some, whatever them numbers was. But when all the highlights you're seeing on social media on Ben Simmons, you would think it's something more special. But when you go look at the box score, you like, man, it's the same Ben Simmons I already know.
Well,
so I don't believe he wins most improved player. Could Jordan Poole be a most improved player? My thing. He's on a new team now.
Yeah, but if Ben Simmons adds like a scoring repertoire to like his game, I don't know.
I can't see Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons would have to average at least like 18. I can't see him averaging 18 no more in the NBA. I could be wrong though. Before we get out of here, we got a couple things. I know you wanted to address something from a prior episode, you took a lot of heat. I don't know
Yeah.
why you took so much heat
See-
because my list was similar and I didn't take no heat for it. But what you had to
I know
say?
people call me crazy. Now, look, I mean, everybody on the podcast, everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
Right.
Not everybody is going to think the same. And if everybody thought the same, you would not be watching this right now, to be honest with you. We wouldn't have talk shows and stuff like that. Nobody would be interested in nothing that everybody exactly thought the exact same way.
Right.
And the thing is that some people do go left for you to be like, let me think about that. And for y'all to dog me, that's cool. That's understandable. But not everybody thinks like y'all. That's the thing. I
Right.
think a little bit outside the box, unorthodox, and that's cool.
Right.
So, yeah, and I caught a lot of flack for putting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in front of KD on my top 10.
Right.
I didn't see that as a problem, and especially after last season for what they produced. I'm not saying who's the better overall player. I didn't say that. We're
Right.
talking about going into the season.
Right.
Who would you rather have? A person. What did Shai give me? He gave you what, like 60-something? I know he did have an injury last year, but he played like 60-something games.
Right.
Now KD. Now I know what he's capable of. I know his potential, but I'm not risking that on my team. So if I'm having to wait or two, and I'm starting out with something on the squad or something, I'm picking the obvious.
Right.
And Shai, he averaged more.
Right.
I mean, and I don't know. And for what he's proven when he played over in Canada, for what he's proven over the last couple of years playing in the NBA, I'm taking him all day over KD. But if you're asking me who I will place overall and career-wise, I'm not stupid.
Right.
So, I mean, I just want to explain that. But see, my only thing I didn't like about my list is, and I should have thought about it more. It's not the I didn't have Bron in there because Bron is definitely not going on my list regardless.
Right.
But is the fact that I had PG on there. PG, I think definitely deserves to be out there, but I would have replaced him with Jimmy Butler. That's my only gripe
Okay.
with that.
Listen, I want to piggyback on that, right? Real quick before we get out of here. And I know, guys, most of us have watched KD, LeBron, Chris Paul, and a couple of these other guys for years now. These guys are older. You guys got to turn your fandom down. You know what I mean? Because LeBron is still cool, but when you're saying LeBron James is a top 10 player, then you're saying LeBron James can play on a team right now by himself with no Anthony Davis, no other stars, and make the playoffs. That's not the case. Kevin Durant cannot play on his own team right now and make the playoffs. These guys are older. And again, we're fans of them, but at some point in time, reality has to set in. You're not going to, who's the best player right now? I'm not talking career-wise on the Phoenix Suns. You guys are crazy if you say it's Kevin Durant. Devin Booker is the best player. That's the problem. We want to hold on to these older guys, pause. And when you start putting the younger guys in the list now, we take the criticism for that.
Yep.
But these guys, they're legends. Career-wise, KD is over Tatum and a lot of guys that we have them. But right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has made that. You replace Kevin Durant with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. OKC is not a playoff team, not a play-in team, not nothing. So we got to turn the fandom down a little bit. I'm just keeping it a C note.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, because I admit some of my stuff might come way left field. So drop a comment on what it should be and tell me to catch an Uber. Call me an Uber. That's all you got to do.
Call him an Uber. All right, now, shout out to the Phillies.
Yes.
Phillies getting busy. We got the Eagles 5-1. We got basketball about to start back up. For the road, we got Bryce Harper, Joel Embiid, Jalen Hurts. Who's more likely to bring Philly a championship first? Keep it a C note.
Yeah, I'm going to say it in order. It's going to be Bryce Harper. I think the Phillies have the best chance.
Right.
Next would be Jalen Hurts. And then lastly would be Joel Embiid.
Shout out to that. That's a great way to end the episode because I agree with that exact same order.
Yes, sir.
So salute to that. Shout out to everybody that tuned in today. If this your first time tuning in again, please hit the sub button, the like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you agree with something, disagree with something, you want to correct us on something, or like John said, if you just want to call us an
They gonna
Uber,
call me a Uber, a bunch over my NFL picks.
let us know
My
in the
power
comments.
rankings. It's cool. Call
Just-
me an Uber.
Just make sure you keep it a C note,
Yep.
and please share this video with someone who likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together.
Yes, sir.
As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got,
Your boy John.
please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C note. We holla at y'all.
See ya.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da.